I think Santorum walked in last night, and for the first time for many voters, they were giving him a serious look. It's the first debate in which he went in as a front runner. It's the first debate where a lot of people who probably thought, he seems like a nice enough guy, but honestly, I haven't paid a lot of attention to him. I need to, and if he shines, I'll vote for him. He walked in, and he flubbed it. Now, I don't need to hear, I don't need an email from you saying, Michael, don't say that. I like Santorum. You're welcome to like Santorum. And if you like him, you ought to be extra mad that he flubbed it, because he did. He sat there the entire night with his head cocked slightly to the side, looking like a kid who didn't prepare for the pop quiz and just realized it was being passed out. That's what he reminded me of. He looked like a kid. He looked like a deer in the headlights. Ron Paul sat next to him with his hand flopping around, just battering him. And clearly they've all taken the approach, well, let's just pretend Ron Paul doesn't exist because when he's gone, we'll want his voters. But you cannot have somebody sit there as Ron Paul did. I think even people that don't like Ron Paul had to say, Ron Paul is absolutely beating that guy to death. He called him a fake conservative. That's not something you laugh about. Your life has been in public service as a hardcore conservative, and this guy beside you is saying something, and you just sort of smile about it. No, that's a moment you can't just walk away from. Because as you can see from the deference to Ron Paul, nobody says Ron Paul's unprincipled. Nobody's ever accused Ron Paul of being a liar. I mean, you got to recognize Ron Paul is held in high esteem as a man of honesty and integrity. When he calls you a fake conservative, that's not John King saying that, or Anderson Cooper, or Donna Brazile. Rick Santorum had an opportunity for the first time to be taken seriously on a national scale by a lot of voters that had not paid attention to him, had not assumed he had a chance of winning. He had a groundswell of support, strong polling numbers, and he did all this in a period of time where there were no debates. So many Republican primary voters out there were thinking, well, let me go check this Santorum out. I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed. I never paid much attention to him. Now he's leading. If he's leading, he's got to be good. You heard people on the show yesterday. I think I'm for Santorum now. How come? Because he's going to win. That momentum builds other momentum because everybody wants to vote with the guy that won because that validates their position. Then they don't have to admit that they don't know why they're voting for a guy. Because if you vote for somebody, if you vote for Ron Paul, you are not voting with the crowd. No bandwagon effect. And the Ron Paul supporters are fully capable, every one of them, of telling you why, what issues they're voting for Ron Paul on. Santorum had an opportunity for all these people that want to support him, and I think he blew it. We'll discuss coming up.
Michael Berry, like a bull in a china shop.
Bring it! Bring it!